Hi sir, good morning. My name is Mark Angelo Biligario and I will be discussing the 5.2 confidence intervals for proportions. The methods of section 5.1, in particular expression 5.1, can be used to find confidence intervals for the mean of any population from which a large sample has been drawn. When the population has a Bernoulli distribution, this expression takes on a special form. We illustrate this with an example. In example 5.2 in section 5.1, a confidence interval was constructed for the mean lifetime of a certain type of microdrill when drilling a low-carbon alloy steel. Now assume that a specification has been set that a drill should have a minimum lifetime of 10 holes drilled before failure. A sample of 144 microdrills has tested and 120 or 83.3% meet this specification. Let P represent the proportion of microdrills in the population that will meet the specification. We wish to find a 95% confidence interval for P. We begin by constructing an estimate for P. Let X represent the number of drills in the sample that meet the specification. Then X continuing bind and N and P, where N is equals to 144, is the sample size. The estimate for P is P bar is equals to X all over N. In this example, X is equals to 120, so P bar is equals to 120 over 144 is equals to 0.833. The uncertainty or standard deviation of P bar is equals to sigma P bar is equals to square root of P times 1 minus P all over N. Since the sample size is large, it follows from the central limit theorem, equation 4.58 in section 4.11, that P bar continuing N times P and P times 1 minus P is equals to N. In our example, a sample of 144 microdrills was tested to determine whether they meet a minimum lifetime specification, drilling at 10 holes before failure. Out of this, 120 met the specification, so the sample proportion is P bar is equals to 120 over 144 is equals to 0.833. This estimate of P is used to construct a 95% of confidence interval. The standard deviation or standard error of the sample proportion P bar is sigma P is equals to square root of P times 1 minus P all over N. Since the sample size is large, the central limit theorem justifies approximating the distribution of P bar by a normal distribution. P bar continuing N times P and P times 1 minus P all over N is the confidence interval. However, this expression still depends on the unknown population proportion P, making it unusable in practice. Using the properties of the normal distribution and the critical value of 1.96 for 95% confidence, the theoretical confidence interval is P bar positive negative 1 minus 1.96 square root of P times 1 minus P all over N. However, this expression still depends on the unknown population proportion P, making it unusable in practice. To address this, we additionally replace P with P bar yielding P bar positive with negative 1.96 square root of P bar 1 minus P bar all over N. In summary, let X be the number of successes in N independent Bernoulli trials with a success of probability P, so that X continuing B times N and P define N bar is equals to N plus 4 and P bar is equals to X plus 2 all over N bar. Then a level 100 times 1 minus alpha and percent confidence interval for P is P bar positive negative Z alpha all over 2 square root of P bar times 1 minus P bar all over N bar. If the lower limit is less than 0, replace it with 0. If the upper limit is greater than 1, replace it with 1. In example 5.12, interpolation methods are used to estimate heights above sea level for locations where direct measurements are unavailable. In the article Transformation of Ellipsoid Heights to Local Leveling Heights, M. Yanala and O. Baikal, Journal of Surveying Engineering 2001 to 90 and 103, a weighted average method of interpolation for estimating heights from GPS measurements is evaluated. The method made large errors or errors whose magnitude was above a commonly accepted threshold at 26 of the 74 sample test locations. Find a, find a 90% confidence interval for the proportion of locations at which this method will make large errors. So, solution. The number of successes is x is equals to 26, and the number of trials is n is equals to 74. We therefore compute n bar is equals to 74 plus 4 is equals to 78. P is equals to 26 plus 2 is, all over 78 is equals to 0.3590, and square of p bar times 1 minus p all over n is equals to square root of 0.3590 times 0.6410 all over 78 is equals to 0.0543. For a 90% confidence interval, the value of alpha all over 2 is 0.05. So Z alpha all over 2 is equals to 1.645. The 90% confidence interval is therefore 0.3590 and times positive negative 1.645 times 0.0543 or 0.270 and 0.448. So here's the solution from the example 5.12. The given is number of test locations. The n is equals to 74. The number of large errors, so x is equals to 26, and confidence level is 90%. To z alpha all over 2 is equals to 1.645. So n bar is equals to n plus 4 is equals to 74 plus 4 is equals to 78. X bar is equals to x plus 2 is equals to 26 plus 2 is equals to 28. P bar is equals to x bar all over n bar is equals to 28 all over 78. So it equals to 0.3590. So SE is equals to square root of P bar times 1 minus P bar is equals to, or all over n is equals to square root of 0.3590 times 0.6410 all over 78 is equals to 0.002948. So square root of 0.002948 is equals to 0.0543. So CI is equals to P bar positive negative Z alpha all over 2 times SE is equals to 0.3590 positive negative 1.645 times 0.0543. So the margin error is equals to 1.645 times 0.0543 is equals to 0.0893. CI is equals to 0.3590 minus 0.0893 and 0.3590 plus 0.0893 is equals to 0.267 and 0.4483. So the final answer is 0.270 and 0.448. Example 5.13. In example 5.12, what sample size is needed to obtain a 95% confidence interval with of 0.08? So the solution is a 95% confidence interval as a width of 1.96 square root of p bar times 1 minus p bar all over n, where n bar is equals to n plus 4. Therefore, we determine the sample size n by solving the equation of 1.96 square root of p bar times 1 minus p bar all over n plus 4 is equals to 0.08. From the data in example 5.12, p bar is equals to 0.3590. Substituting this value for p bar and solving, we obtain n is equals to 135. Sometimes we may wish to compute unnecessary sample size without having a reliable estimate, P bar available. The quantity P bar times 1 minus P bar, which determines the width of confidence interval, is maximized for P is equals to 0.5 since the width of the greatest P bar is equals to 1 point P bar is equals to the greatest. We can compute the conservative sample size by estimating substituting P is equals to 0.5 and proceeding as an example 5.13. So here's the solution of example 5.13. So the margin of error is equals to 1.96 and square root of P bar times 1 minus P bar all over n plus 4. So less than is equals to 0.08 and 1.96 is square root of 0.3590 times 1 minus 0.3590 all over n plus 4 is equals to 0.08. And square root of 0.390 times 0.64 then all over n plus 4 is equals to 0.08 all over 1.96. So 0.229 all over n plus 4 is equals to 0.08 all over 1.96 and squared. So 0.229 all over n plus 4 is equals to 0.001664 n plus 4 is equals to 0.229 all over 0.001664 is equals to 138.1 and n is equals to 134.1. N is equals to 135. So the given P is equals to 0.3590, the margin of error is 0.08, and Z is 0.025 is equals to 1.96. 1.96 squared of 0.25 is all over n plus 4 is equals to 0.08. 0.25 all over n plus 4 is equals to 0.08 over 1.96 squared is equals to 0.001664 and n plus 4 is equals to 0.25 all over 0.001664 is equals to 150.2 and n is equals to 146. In example 5.14, in example 5.12, how large a sample is needed to guarantee that the width of the 95% confidence interval will be no greater than 0.08 if no preliminary sample has been taken. Solution. A 95% confidence interval has a width of 1.86 square root of P bar times 1 minus P bar all over n plus 4. The widest the confidence interval could be for a sample of size n is 1.86 square root of 0.05 times 1.0.5 all over n plus 4 or 0.98 all over n square root of n plus 4, solving the equation 0.98 all over n plus 4 or all over square root of n plus 4 is equals to 0.08. For n we obtain n is equals to 147. Note that this estimate is somewhat larger than the one obtained in example 5.13. Here is the solution of the example 5.14. So the width is equals to 1.86 square root of P bar times 1 minus P bar over n plus 4. So multiply both sides by n plus 4. So 0.98 is equals to 0.08 square root of n plus 4. Divide both sides by 0.8. So 0.98 all over 0.08 is equals to square root of n plus 4. Then 12.25 is equals to square root of n plus 4. And then square both sides. 150.06 is equals to n plus 4. Subtract by 4 is equals to n is equals to 146.6. Since sample size must be an integer, round up to ensure the interval width is within bounds. So from n is equals to 146.06, mag-round up tayo to ensure the interval width is within bounds. From 146.6, n is equals to 147. The traditional method. The method we have described was developed quite recently. Although it was created by simplifying a much older method, many people still use a more traditional method. The traditional method uses actual sample size n in place of n bar, and the actual sample proportion p bar is place of p. Although this method is still widely used, it fails to achieve its stated coverage probability even for some fairly large values of n. This means that 100 times 1 is minus alpha times percent of confidence intervals computed by the traditional method will cover the true proportion less than 100 times 1 minus sigma percent of the time. The traditional method cannot be used for small samples at all. One rule of thumb regarding the sample size is that both n p bar, the number of successes, and n times 1 minus p, the number of failures, should be greater than 10. Since the traditional method is still widely used, we summarize it with the following box. For very large sample sizes, the results of the traditional method are almost identical to those of the modern method. For small or moderately large sample sizes, the modern approach is better. In summary, the traditional method for computing confidence of interval for a proportion widely used but not recommended. So let P bar be the proportion of successes in a large number n of independent Bernoulli trials with success probability P. Then the traditional level, 100 times 1 minus sigma, and percent of confidence interval for P is P bar ZA sigma all over 2 square root of P bar 1 minus P all over n. The method cannot be used unless the sample contains at least 10 successes and 10 failures. So that's it for the 5.2 lesson. Thank you.